Chapter 12. Follow instructions. Thomas Williams' death was broadcasted all over the news, and people in the local area were very aware now that things in this town-turned-city weren't really going towards a safer trajectory. Lately, there have been more talk of people wanting to leave every single day. Although it wasn't uncommon in this city to have very few newsworthy murders happening each year. However, the news of the city's beloved reporter created shockwaves of uncertainty among most of its citizens. For Lil Ricky, though, it was business as usual. He was meeting his forbidden grandfather at the family-owned Chinese restaurant in the heart of the city. The hustle and bustle in that area made it easy for the likes of Lil Ricky to go unnoticed. He made sure to park his car in the alley behind the restaurant to avoid being seen by people like his mother and any enemies he or his grandfather may have, because they had plenty. Lil Ricky and his crew needed firearms, and his grandfather, Mr. Chin, had a monopoly on these illegal firearm sales in the surrounding area. It was a territory that his grandfather had carved out for himself years ago during the gang war years. Mr. Chin could now safely export weapons and store them in his restaurant while also conducting his legitimate business operations. Lil Ricky had grown up hearing horror stories about his grandfather from his mother in the past. He had recently reached out to his grandfather for assistance in acquiring firearms. After their initial encounter, the men started to rekindle their family relationship. It wasn't the typical way to begin a family relationship, sure. However, Lil Ricky felt he needed some kind of male guidance in his life. His biological father was murdered 15 years ago when he was only 4 years old. Therefore, to Lil Ricky, his grandfather was the closest he had in his bloodline to a father. Lil Ricky knocked on the rear entrance of the restaurant and was invited in by a server who recognized who he was. He was led through the staff break room area where his grandfather was sitting at his usual table. Mr. Chin immediately got up and greeted Lil Ricky warmly. "There, my long-lost grandson. At this moment, you are fourth on my most favorite list, you know. However, you are quickly moving up my list," said Mr. Chin. Lil Ricky didn't find his grandfather's words amusing and quickly changed the conversation. "Yo, what are you talking about? For all I care, you can keep that shit list, grandfather. I'm here to get some more sticks for a big job." "You got me or not?" Lil Ricky asked. "Like I said, my crew and I are executing something big soon." Lil Ricky felt irritated, and he didn't want to exchange pleasantries. He was there for business only during this visit. "Isn't that what men do?" Lil Ricky thought to himself. Mr. Chin kept his smile up and laughed. "I am just fucking with you, grandson. You know that you're really in third place. Cheer up, you still have room for improvement. Do you want something to eat?" "Your new grandmother is making chicken fried rice," asked Mr. Chin. "Hell yes, I want some chicken fried rice, some chicken wings, and a large side of some fucking guns," Lil Ricky said, rubbing his hands together and licking his lips. "But we gotta move quickly. I know Mom is going to call me soon. That woman always senses when I'm fucking up," explained Lil Ricky. Mr. Chin's smile quickly faded, not out of anger or anything, but from a look of concern. "Please, let your mother know that we've been dealing with each other for over a year now. She just started talking to me recently, and I do not want to lose her again," begged Mr. Chin. Lil Ricky was puzzled. He was unaware that his grandfather and mother had a relationship like that at all. Mr. Chin continued, "I was a real asshole to her when you were younger. However, I only behaved that way because she was fucking with your dumbass daddy. Of all the black men in this country-ass city that she could have picked, my daughter chose a low-life con man and a drug dealer. However, something good did come out of their relationship, and that was you. Of all my grandchildren, you're the only one not a punk bitch. The others are college graduates but have no street sense, and in this world, you need both," Mr. Chin told his now confused grandson, who was munching on a few items the restaurant servers had bought them. "Now, Lil Ricky, you have a sharp street sense like me. However, I'm waiting to see if you are as intelligent as your mother always brags about to me. Are you still in school?" asked Mr. Chin. Lil Ricky's confusion turned to laughter. "Did you just insult and praise me at the same damn time?" asked Lil Ricky. "Mom doesn't know shit about me coming over here to visit you. Can you just show me the gun so I can get the fuck out of here? I need some automatic weapons too, real Scarface type shit," demanded Lil Ricky. Mr. Chin sighed. He knew he wasn't getting through to his grandson. Not yet. His grandfather knew that Lil Ricky needed to become a man before he could understand the importance of being an educated gangster. Getting involved with the wrong people required a level head and a sharp sense of self-preservation. His grandson lacked both in equal measure. Okay, follow me into my office. We can talk in there, Mr. Chin said, wiping his face with a napkin as he got up. Both were in Mr. Chin's office for over an hour, arguing over the price of the guns and the ammunition. Finally, they agreed, and Lil Ricky began to load the firearms into his new minivan that he recently purchased from Richard Kelly's car dealership. It would have been obvious that a blacked-out van behind a restaurant loading anything at all would look suspicious. However, neither were particularly worried. Unfortunately, they should have been. Unbeknownst to both men, Lisa Chin had arrived early to her meeting with her father. She quickly noticed her son carrying large boxes out of the restaurant rear entrance and placing them into his new vehicle. Furious at the sight of her son dealing with her father behind her back, Lisa intuitively knew that she had to do something about it. However, she regained her composure and waited patiently to see how her son and father's newly discovered relationship had blossomed. She continued to observe the two men as each assisted the other in packing Lil Ricky's vehicle. Once their task was completed, both hugged each other and went separate ways. Little Ricky never really thought about the many consequences of his actions. He never really understood why his mother had told him to stay away from the only family male figure in his life. Lisa Chin rarely mentioned her father to him at all in a positive manner. Lisa Chin knew that her son should never trust her father because Mr. Chin only cared about money. That hard lesson she had learned 15 years ago. Lisa Chin pondered for a while after Lil Ricky left the alley behind her father's restaurant. There were so many ways to try to make sense of what she just witnessed, she thought as she began running over each scenario in her head. Lisa decided not to meet her father today. Instead, she quickly left the alley and followed her son for a short distance until he reached his friend's house. Lisa observed the young men unload boxes of unknown merchandise. Lil Ricky and his friend clandestinely moved the large boxes out of the minivan and into a small house. Lisa Chin knew that if her father was involved, then guns were also a part of the deal. She could not believe Lil Ricky was this stupid to deal with illegal firearms, and then even dumber to get the weapons from her father. Lisa grows more upset as she thought of her father involving her son in everything illegal. She knew that Lil Ricky wanted a male figure in his life, but not from her sorry-ass father, she thought. She had made a conscious effort in the past not to bring strange men around her son. Lisa even dated some men that others may have considered to be excellent candidates for marriage. However, none of them were worthy enough to meet her son, let alone worthy enough to be a prominent figure in Lil Ricky's life. Lisa now decided that she had all the information she needed to conclude that her father was up to no good, and she must save her son from the fate that had been inflicted on his father 15 years ago.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.